He doesn't understand his chemical situation, so he somehow he gets unknown powder in the face.
Where is this? Where is this? What pocket is that?
I mean, this nebula is giving off some radiation, right?
Radiation. They're getting blasted. And I'm getting rid of you for your sake. You're letting go of me, really, if you think about it.
He's like, we have this thing we don't understand, this intelligence we don't understand. It's in the nebula. We don't understand. He's like, must be a Boltzmann brain.
The daddy-daughter time that Mbenga has with his daughter, Rukia, I don't understand it other than it is extremely selfish of Dr. Mbenga.
When I'm better, can I see your quarters?
I'll take you to see the whole ship.
See ya. Jeez. He could have been working. He could have been working this whole time.
Okay.
Are you getting any closer?
No.
Maybe you're pushing yourself too hard.
Rukia has been living in that transporter for too long. Much longer than I anticipated. My time is now running out.
Okay, so first of all, is Rukia living in the transporter? Is she living? She's just like a frozen engram. She's just data, right? She's not experiencing any sense of time when she's frozen in the transporter, right?
I think so. Unless transporter's work in a way I don't understand. I
Right.
think she's just in stasis.
Right, stasis, like no information in, no information out. She's not sensing any time. She just comes back later, and like Daddy's face is different. He has a scar now. He's aged. Like his beard is different. So she's being like teleported through time because Mbenga keeps bringing her in and out of stasis.
Yep.
In and out of like the transporter buffer.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't understand like why. Why is he doing that? Why is he not just work in the laboratory and try to solve whatever disease she has? Instead, he like brings her in. He brings her into reality and out of reality. He puts her in a transporter buffer, and he like gets to see her for a little bit. So he addresses his loneliness, so that way he doesn't feel like he's abandoned her in the transporter buffer. He doesn't feel like my daughter, who I love and care, she's disappeared. Like he gets to connect with her a little bit, but he's putting her through it. Like he could just keep her in the transporter buffer, work on the cure, solve it, and then bring her out. Like, I've cured you. Here's your shot, and we're back to being father-daughter again all the time. But instead, he does this teasing stuff.
Gosh,
it's for him.
It's even worse than that, because if it's truly stasis, then that means this disease is not progressing while she's in stasis. It's like stuck.
That's right.
Which means every time he brings her out, he's allowing the disease to progress while she's outside the transporter buffer. Which means he's causing the disease to progress by selfishly bringing her out of the transport buffer.
Right.
Like, what are you doing?
He's like letting the disease progress so that way he can get 5-10 minutes of time of feeling like he's connected to his daughter. Instead, he could just take that on his shoulders and be like, I'm going to be lonely. I'm going to feel this loneliness, but I'm going to work on the cure. I'm going to work on the cure. I'm going to cure my daughter. Bring her out, cured. We can have a life then.
And then he also said, it's so weird. He also says, like, she's been in the transporter buffer a long time. Like, Starfleet has really advanced science. So all the easy diseases are probably cured at this point, whatever easy means for Starfleet, which means the only diseases left are the difficult ones to solve. Like,
that's right.
They don't even Starfleet science doesn't know how to cure these diseases, which means why has he got an expectation that it's going to be solved quickly by him? If
yeah, he's like solo researcher out on the frontier of space instead of there could be teams of researchers back on the home planet, and his research facility is this mobile. I mean, it's flagship, absolutely
right,
but it's mobile, so the machines are limited to whatever he has in the ship as he's moving along. He does like a retrofit, comes once every several years, whereas a research facility back on Earth can get updated as needed.
Yeah. And then you got like teams of scientists, researchers at all levels, like from basic research all the way to like engineered solutions and everything in between. These huge institutes probably trying to solve these. And if they haven't solved it by now, he's like, it's been a couple months. I couldn't believe this hasn't been cured yet. Like, it must be challenging to cure. So keep her in the buffer. And when it's ready, the tech ready, it could be years, it could be decades. Then bring her out.
Does Starfleet even know that she's in there? Because like, why doesn't he send her to a medical research facility where she can be worked on 24 hours a day as opposed to only here on the Enterprise where he's working on Rukia in his free time?
That's right. He should communicate that to Starfleet. And they should be open to hearing about his transporter buffer solution.
Yeah.
And then her buffer should be sent to the research institute so she can be used for research, and they will manage her disease's progress if they have to bring her out, if they want to keep her in.
Agreed.
What is he doing?
So on one hand, loving father, I like that storyline. I like the character, loving father, but also there's some ethical stuff going on here that's iffy stuff.
Selfish. Yeah. In addition, while he's doing his research, his lab techniques are just atrocious. Terrible pour. Look at this pour. Look at that scoop.
He's pouring at eye height. Oh gosh. That's not mixing. That's doing nothing.
It's doing nothing. Then all. It's just okay. Let's go through it one by one.
What was it? Yeah. Okay. So tell me why is this bad pour? I have my opinion. Why is this bad pour?
It's a bad pour. So he's got two free floaty objects. So, and the pour is like adhering to the side of the flask.
Okay.
And how is he going to measure the level if he wants to put in a specific amount? So this needs to be like on a table at eye level, maybe with a funnel, something like that. But what's your criticism?
I don't like it because it's eye level. If you drop it, spill it or something, then the liquids are at eye level. Whereas if you pour below your chest, like your waist level, I guess, then the liquid's not going to splash into your open eyes.
I see. So he needs eye protection. But also, I guess if you pour, you need to pour, and then you need to finish pouring and go eye level with the little tick marks here.
Check meniscus. Check that out.
To check that out. But you need to get down to eye level to do it, which means you need to stop pouring if you've got spill risk.
Although I will now say that now that we're talking about it, if you've got no gloves on, no eye protection, no like lab coat, maybe this is not dangerous stuff. Maybe this is Kool-Aid or something. But if it's Kool-Aid, he shouldn't be drinking out of the flask. Don't mix glass. It's like trendy to drink out of lab glass, but don't do that. Like keep it separate.
Okay, so he's got no eye protection, no gloves. He's pouring in a very casual way, which means this is not a dangerous liquid at all. If he spills, it's no big deal. He'll probably just mop it up, throw it away. But that means maybe the amount is important. So just put it onto the table, get a stable situation, and pour properly. Okay, let's keep going. So this is a bad scoop because how does he know how much he's scooping?
And what volume is that?
It's just it's sort of a amorphous heap.
One heap of whatever.
How precise is this? Can this be? And then it's a bad like if you've ever like transported powder, like protein powder or sugar from one container to another, and you're doing this like free floaty transfer, you're lucky if you don't have like powders falling off and like now you have you got powder on the countertop.
The worst one is like flour into a KitchenAid, because like there's that mixing head that comes in. And you're like, oh, I'm gonna get this down this little, all over the table.
All over the table
every time.
So he gets it done, but like this like free floaty tiny spoon thing transfer, like it's just it's gonna end badly. And then this stir, it's like he's doing a back and forth
slosh
motion and not a stir. Like get one of those like stirring devices, you know?
Yeah. Get a little magnetic stirring thing, put it on the plate, and then it spins on the inside. You don't have to slosh it around. This is nothing.
Exactly. This is bad.
Why is he head of research?
What's that?
Why is he head of medical research? These are like basic lab skills, like chemistry 1.
Right.
What is this?
I'm not good at lab technique in a chemistry lab at all, but I know some basics. And here, this dropper technique, like I see air in the dropper. I see little bits.
No, it's a bad suction.
It's a bad suction. You got to redo that. See, like right here, there's air right there. It's not fully liquid.
Doesn't take his work seriously.
And in the worst, he doesn't understand his chemical situation, so he gets unknown powder in the face.
Oh boy!
What are we doing?
Is that top? He's there in the lab alone. Who's going to take care of him? The medical officer on duty? That's him.
That's him, yeah. Who's going to take care of him? He's got powder to the face, which makes me question, does he know if this chemical back here is safe? Does he know if this powder is safe? If
He
when
clearly got
combined,
surprised.
he got surprised. Look at this surprise. Does he
Oh,
know?
boy.
Does he know? Oh boy.
What was that?
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Safety. Oh my gosh.
Bad procedures.
Bad.
And, go back to chem.
This was interesting. They encounter synchrotron radiation in space. Does this make scientific sense?
Scans indicated minor synchrotron flux emanating from inside the nebula. Perhaps that has affected our warp capabilities.
So what is synchrotron flux? Does that make sense?
Well,
What is?
okay, let's break it down. So flux is the easier one. Flux is just anytime you have something flowing in a direction. So say I have like a pipe of water, pipe of water this way, and then if I draw a cross sectional area. Okay, here we go. If we have a pipe of water, if I draw a cross sectional area, and if the water is flowing this way, then the flux is the water that flows through that area. Okay, so that means in this case that means stuff is flowing. Okay. So what do they mean by synchrotron flux? I think they mean synchrotron radiation flux. So it's radiation, it's light that's going in a direction. And then let's break down what is synchrotron. Synchrotron is when you have a charged particle that does a circular movement, circular motion. And then when you have this acceleration that's coming from the circular motion, you get light that gets shot off. And that's called synchrotron light.
Okay. So I've got a Wikipedia page up here. Synchrotron radiation is the electromagnetic radiation emitted when relativistic charged particles are subject to an acceleration perpendicular to their velocity.
And let me fill that out. Acceleration perpendicular to the acceleration, that is the type of acceleration that causes circular motion.
Circular motion. It is produced artificially in some types of particle accelerators or naturally by fast electrons moving through magnetic fields.
Yeah.
So the nebula has magnetic fields, and there's a bunch of charged particles doing circular motion-ish in the nebula and emitting synchrotron radiation, which is essentially light.
Light, yep.
At some frequency, wavelength.
Yep.
And so what... Let me hear what they say again.
Okay. Indicated minor synchrotron flux emanating from inside the nebula. Perhaps that has affected our warp capabilities.
So it's a sufficient, I don't know, intensity that it's affecting their warp capabilities. I mean, this nebula is giving off some radiation, right?
Radiation. They're getting blasted.
Right.
Spock's like, it's a minor synchrotron flux, but also it's messing up our ability to move. Oh, boy.
Right, because ultimately, once the synchrotron radiation leaves the charged particle, is emitted by the charged particle, at that point, it's just light, right?
Yep.
It's nothing.
Yep.
It could have polarization properties, it could have intensity, it could have wavelengths, but at that point, it's just light going through space. So
Spock is saying that their warp drive is getting blasted with light and therefore it's not operating.
Right, which means the only difference between ambient light in flying through the universe or the galaxy and this light must be intensity, right? It can't have any special properties.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think he just says synchrotron light because he happens to know where it came from. Like if the light came from a pulsar, it'd be like pulsar light, I guess.
Oh yeah. So really, the problem is not that it's synchrotron; it's intense.
It's intense. Yeah. I think so.
It's got to be. Interesting. Is there a natural process that could create sufficient intensity like that? Well, I don't know the capabilities of warp drive and how resilient it is to radiation, but it seems unusual.
Seems unusual given warp drive technology. I'm not knowledgeable the specific details about all warp drives, that particularly this era, but it's possible that a synchrotron flux could damage it.
Yeah. Interesting.
Maybe. This episode is fun because you get to see the characters in different costumes. However, seeing La'an in this costume made me realize I don't think she's combat ready.
Okay.
My dear, brave King Ridley, Queen Nev has invaded my kingdom. Okay. She's obsessed with the Mercury Stone. Her Crimson Guard captured my throne and imprisoned my subjects. I mean, I scarcely escaped with my life.
That's just terrible.
I know you have the Mercury Stone safely in your keeping. If you do not harness the stone's powers, she will have all of us in chains. Your kingdom will fall as mine has.
Okay, what's the problem?
Okay. The problem is, now that I've seen her traps and delts, and I guess upper peck, I don't think she is sufficiently muscled to do the type of head of security combat that she does. She does we've seen her in previous episodes. We've seen her do hand-to-hand combat, which I think requires more musculature than this. If she was a weapons specialist, can you explain what you see what I'm talking about?
Yeah. So here's the shoulder traps.
The traps, yeah.
The traps right here. You want sort of big bulging ones. Her delts right here. And then chest, the pecs.
Yeah, the upper pec at least. Her
upper pec at least is not meaty like you want it to be.
Right. Like if she's going to be a striker, I think she needs more musculature.
Right. So if you're a security officer, I think you need more musculature. I see it.
Now, if she was a weapons specialist, if her like skill set was I always have weapons on me, either phasers or like blades or whatever, then I can understand you don't need this. You don't need heft to you because the way that you damage people is through your weapons. But I think in previous episodes she does hand-to-hand stuff. Now there is an argument for techniques that are like Aikido, where you don't necessarily need to be big, but you're more of like if someone charges at you, you sidestep and trip them and make them fall over with their own momentum. But she's not a Aikido specialist. She's like an actual I'm going to wrestle you down. And so that's different than if I want like a brawler, someone that's going to like get in there just strength you. I think this next picture, this is Brock Lesnar's daughter. I forget her first name, but Brock Lesnar's daughter. In fact, you can see the picture of her next to Brock Lesnar.
Oh yeah.
Is it Mia? Mia
Lesnar.
Leah
Right
Lesnar. Oh,
Mia. M-Y-A.
Mia. Thank you. So Mia Lesnar, she like inherited her mother's hair and her dad's like everything else, right? And she's beefy. She's a tank. She got that muscle. She got that build.
Right.
She looks like she could mess someone up in a brawler fight.
Right.
Similar to the next picture, Gina Carino. She also, I guess she also, well, no, not also. She has a UFC Ultimate Fighting championship. Where she was a striker and she's like big, meaty, like big. I'm going to overpower you with my physical strength.
Right.
And for most realms in life, the physical strength, like you don't really need that much muscles. How do I say this? Like if something is so heavy that you need to be dragged to pick it up in the warehouse, like get a forklift. Like what are you doing here? However, if you're doing this like human to human combat, then the muscle's going to help.
Right. So like most things in life, like a very weak person and a very strong person are essentially the same strength level, because a weak person could lift 200 pounds, whereas a strong person can lift 800 pounds. It's like,
but neither of those lift a car.
They can't lift a car. They can't lift a crate. They can't lift they can't lift. You get a forklift. You get a crane. You can't lift tons. So essentially, they're equally weak for almost all applications, except if they fight each other.
Right. But we have a counterexample. So in Orville, Lieutenant Alara Katan, she is a small being, but she's not human. Yeah. So she, like her species has a planet where they have 10 times gravity, so they have stronger bones, more bone density, also stronger muscles, and so you just get race, you get species, you get genetic gains, and so in that way you can be physically strong but also very small, and that one makes sense. But La'an, I think she's a normal human, right?
Right, she's a normal human. So she would need to be more beefy if she's going to fight other humans.
Right.
And other humanoids.
She was a weapons specialist, but they've not made her like I always have my EDC every day ready to go, knives and phasers and secret weapons on my ankle, and she's just a normal person.
I mean, at the same time, I think a security officer, just kind of goes. I would expect them to be proficient in pretty much most weapons available to Starfleet security personnel. In which case, she's a weapons specialist, I guess. She has to be. There's no way.
Just let me walk over to the locker the locked gun cabinet lockers, go get a gun. Like she's a weapons specialist, and her job is to be specialized in weapons. She's gonna be carrying that on her all the time.
It has to be. Yep. At least a sidearm or something, like one of those little phasers.
Little phasers.
Yeah. Weird.
In this scene, we see Hemmer's secret pocket, but where is this pocket?
Do you think if we access the ship's scanner array, we can learn more about this entity?
It's quite possible.
We have to find a way out of here first, and fast.
Maybe I can get us out of here with powerful magic called science.
Where is this? Where is this? What pocket is that?
Do you think if
Where did he get that
talking
out of?
about this part.
Science.
Yeah. Like reaches down, like looks down, and like reaches, like hunches over to reach down.
Yep.
Okay, so clearly not a chest pocket, right? You don't gotta
Yep.
bend over and look down like that. Chest pocket, right?
But I mean,
It's
does
not a
have
butt
this, like,
pocket. Butt pocket, like I swing my cape back and reach down to my back pocket, right?
Yep.
What is this?
I mean, okay, maybe it's in a regular pocket, but he's not
Okay.
used to wearing this flowing robe, and he's just fumbling. See what I'm saying? Like, is it in his, or is it in his, like,
Okay.
inner thigh holster?
He's like upper inner thigh holster. he's like a lady from whatever like spy movie where she's got that holster like way up in her thigh. So it doesn't
Yeah.
print on the south side. He's got this whatever tool hidden up in there.
Yeah, I see it. I just chalked it up to he's wearing this like flowing robe, and he's not used to like doing some cool maneuver to get the device out of his pocket. So he's fumbling around, and it's just in a regular pocket.
Okay.
But
It's
maybe,
just- okay, yeah, because he doesn't normally wear this. That's right.
I mean, he's not reaching up into his anus and grabbing it for sure, right? It's not that awkward.
Are you familiar with his biology? I am not.
True, I'm not.
That is
Where
a distinct
is
possibility.
that? That's true. That's true. We don't know how they take a poop.
Yep.
We do not know. He
Maybe
could
they
be
got
reaching
secret
in.
pockets up there.
For all we know, it could be in his high diameter urethra. Because it is this device.
Do you consider that high? Okay. Yeah, I guess so. Okay.
Maybe they've got elasticity that humans don't have.
And gosh, yeah. I mean, honest. Okay. You've changed my position because Hemmer's in this weird situation where the crew is acting all weird, and he's got to hide stuff so that way he keeps his science magic around. That makes if he's got this high diameter urethra, expandable, flexible, elastic, you can hide stuff up in there.
Why
Makes
not?
sense. Yeah.
Nobody's going to go searching in there unless it's like an official cavity search.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Evade capture, evade detection. Keep your weapons on you. Makes sense.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
No,
You could maybe he could even flex and like shoot it from his dick.
activate
Pew, pew, pew,
it. Dick. Just okay. Now it's sexual.
No, it's not. This is actual tactics. If you have that capability, and you know people are squeamish about checking, and you can do a squeeze to let the weapon fire, is it not valid tactics?
It is valid tactics. I cannot find a flaw. Secret spy agent? Heck yeah.
Heck yeah. Hemmer mentions a Boltzmann brain. What's a Boltzmann brain?
When I scan the nebula, I find evidence of a single life form, including brain activity.
Consciousness without a body, floating in space, with the power to create a new reality?
Are you familiar with the theory of the Boltzmann brain? A Boltzmann brain is a theoretical, spontaneously generated consciousness. And maybe we have just encountered one. When I scan...
Okay.
Okay,
So
what does that
is-
mean?
What is a Boltzmann? Let's look it up. Boltzmann brain? Boltzmann brain. The Boltzmann brain thought experiment suggests that it is probably more likely for a brain to spontaneously form, complete with a memory of having existed in our universe, rather than having the entire universe come about in a manner cosmologists think it actually did. What the what?
Wait,
So-
okay, wait, no, slower, please.
Okay, it's a thought experiment that suggests that the probability is probably more likely for a brain to spontaneously form with memory intact than the entire universe to come about in the way we think.
Okay, so I think what they're saying is the way cosmologists think that the universe came to be is from Big Bang, and then over time evolution comes together and we develop brains. And so what they're saying is that that's a complicated process to go from individual particles all the way through up to chemistry, biology, now intellectual thought. That's a challenging challenging process, a very low probability process. And so it's actually more likely for a brain to just be there.
Right. I guess with entropic fluctuations, a brain will eventually spontaneously form. And once it's formed, it can make itself sustain. And that's a Boltzmann brain?
I guess. But can we read that follow-up sentence?
Physicists use the Boltzmann brain thought experiment as a reductio ad absurdum argument for evaluating competing scientific theories. I'm not quite seeing that.
So does that mean, okay, oh gosh, how do I parse that? Does that mean if somebody is like, this is a complicated idea, then you throw at them like, oh, like this idea is a Boltzmann brain. Like the idea just comes together. Like it's more likely that this complicated thing just was there. And so you've reduced their argument to an absurd argument that it is actually more probable to slowly develop intelligence over time than for there to just be one. It just is there. This Boltzmann brain just exists on its own.
I see. So, I mean, at some point, you're going to have to, in science, you're going to have to make a claim of, I think, like the law of physics is the way it is because it is. And somebody could be like, that's Boltzmann brain analysis, must be untrue. But, gosh, that's a high bar. Gosh. Okay, but for the episode, the Boltzmann brain, I think, in the nebula, through entropic fluctuations, meaning just all this mixing and mixing, the brain came together, and then because it was super smart in that moment, was able to sustain itself. And now it's so smart, it can like alter reality.
So instead of having to go through evolutionary process where one generation is kind of dumb, then the survivor learns some trick and then that pass it on to their generation below them. And then there's some intelligence evolutionary pressure to select for the more intelligent, and over time you get smarter and smarter. What they're saying is that this nebula on its own, without having to go through generations, without having to go through iterations, it figured out how to be intelligent on its own. And it is sufficient intelligence that it keeps its memory around. It knows who and what it is, whatever that means for this. But it's a brain that like exists on its own without the need of evolution.
Yeah, something like that.
Neat.
Yeah.
Okay, but I have more speculation about this.
A Boltzmann brain is a theoretical, spontaneously generated consciousness. Maybe we have just encountered one.
So one day, out of nothing, an all-powerful being just appears.
Okay.
So Mbega has some suspicion, and some incredulosity. He's like, wait a minute. You're saying out of nowhere, a spontaneous being just poof, just exists? And so it sounds like to me he doesn't like the idea that there was nothing, and then suddenly there's just spontaneously there is this all powerful, all knowing being. Okay, but the sidestep around that is that it doesn't spontaneously appear; it just always was. Right?
Okay. Yeah,
because the crazy part is that there's nothing, and there's suddenly an all knowing being. But I can get around that leap. I can get around that the absurdity of nothing into something by just saying it always exists. Done.
Yeah. I think Hemmer is jumping the gun here. He's like, we have this thing we don't understand, this intelligence we don't understand, it's in the nebula, we don't understand. He's like, must be a Boltzmann brain. But how is he going to tell the difference between a Boltzmann brain and something that's always existed or something that evolved? I'm not sure how you knew how to do that.
Maybe that's Hemmer being like a heavy science dude. And he's like, it couldn't have always been there. It's not a religious thing. It must have been spontaneous.
Yeah. What evidence do you have for that, Hemmer? But yeah, just cause. I mean, if you encountered a intelligence in a nebula, what's the evidence that it wasn't evolved intelligence other than it's weird?
What's the evidence that it just hasn't always existed for all of time, since beginning time, since even before time? And then if you take the axiom that this nebula has existed before there was a universe, and this is how it existed, then the idea of it spontaneously appearing, not a problem.
So
it just has always been there.
Prior to the Big Bang, there was the nothing, and just this nebula hanging out ready for the universe to envelop it after it Big Bangs.
Right. I mean, how would you know? I mean, what if the nebula existed before the Big Bang and the nebula gave us the Big Bang as a way for us to understand the universe? Like it planted this information to let us see something that looks like a Big Bang. So that way we as humans can like feel like, oh, okay, there's an origin story. But actually the nebula just always existed for all of time, before time, even before there was space. The nebula existed.
Can't be refuted.
And then if that is true, and Benga should have no problem with like, what do you mean it spontaneously arrived? Like, that's crazy. Like, no, it just always was.
It always was.
It always will be. Okay, at the same time, Mbenga is also uptight about this, about their relationship. What is that?
Adia, Zymira, you don't even know each other.
Not to contradict you, but we know each other quite well.
Quite well.
But you're not supposed to. Adia.
I mean, I don't know what the nature of their relationship is, whatever they were alluding to, having old-time friends. I don't know. Oh, is that okay? But Mbenga comes down real harsh. She's like, "You're not supposed to." Like, geez, dude. Like, let them hang out however they want to hang out. They hang out without you. They go bowling, or whatever. Like, let them do the thing. They want to drive around, do some camping, in a utility vehicle. Like, let them do their thing, whatever, right? Why is Mbenga so harsh about this?
Okay, well, I think in the story, right, he's talking about in the story as written, they don't know each other, but because his daughter wants them to know each other, they know each other. So they're not supposed to know each other. Yeah. But it comes across as like, what the hell, dude? Like,
why are you so angry? Let people live their lives however they want.
Yeah, let people live their lives. What the heck?
You're not supposed to. Like, let them. Like, what do you care, dude?
What a weirdo.
Expand your mind. Like, open up the possibilities.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. This is the end of the episode. And Mbenga unlocks, man, the Deadbeat Dad meta. He just unlocks it.
She wants you to go with her.
Can you come too, Daddy?
You know how in the story, King Ridley has the Mercury Stone? He wants to keep it. It protects him, makes him happy, until he learns that it has a soul and that it will die if he holds on to it. He has to let it go, even though it means he won't be happy anymore. You're my Mercury Stone. She
He's like,
wait, can you break that
I'm
down?
out.
Wait.
Yeah, I'm out. I don't want to raise my daughter. In fact, I'm giving my daughter away to an unknown being with unknown motivations unselfishly, because I'm giving her up to the universe.
I'm doing it for you. Go free. Go be free, little bird.
Go be free. You may be terrified and you may see this as a betrayal, but it's not, because I'm doing it for you. I'm bouncing. I'm a deadbeat dad for you. It's me giving you, sacrificing for you to go party.
I don't want to be single, ready to mingle, but I will be once I get rid of you. And I'm getting rid of you for your sake. You're letting go of me, really, if you think about it.
Yeah. You're
I'm gonna be single. I'm gonna have a good time. But
you're a roadblock to my personal life and my career. But it's me giving you the freedom as a 7-year-old girl to go be with a strange thing in the sky.
Gosh, not even human. The strange thing in the sky that I've literally met in the last 5 minutes that's been causing chaos and has been taking over the minds of my crew. But go be free.
And it'd be nice if this thing took you right now, because I got a party, a couple hours. Got to go get ready. So
how do we know that the nebula is a good entity? Well, the nebula said it was.
It said it was. Here's the child being taken away, all terrified, trying to put on a brave face.
Abducted, right? Like, you can't stop that.
But then we feel okay, because she comes back as an adult.
She comes back like minutes later, or like seconds later. She comes back as a fully grown adult, and she's like, "I had a good life. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, Dad. It worked out. Yeah. I know you rolled the dice. It worked out.
The dice. Did you vet this nebula before? No.
Absolutely.
How did you know it was good? You didn't.
Nebula said so.
Nebula said so. But
so
now
this is okay. So by saying meta, you're saying if you're a dad and you want out, you need to find a nebula. And nebula's like, I'm a good person. You're like, all right, child, for your sake, for your growth, for your development as a human being, get out there, go fly, little bird.
After Mbenga finds this, he's not going to Nebula, how did you cure this? No. He's going to tell the entire Federation and just lines and lines of starships with dads giving up their daughters and sons to the Nebula.
That's right.
Like, I'm out.
This is the...
I'm out.
We solved the crisis, humans. We solved this disease. You just get rid of the kid.
Get rid of the kids.
Send out to space. Go live with
Do you
your
want a party?
colony of Nebula. Deadbeat
yeah,
Dad Summer.
So this Nebula has now unlocked the way to unselfishly be a deadbeat dad.
Yeah. I mean, I don't feel bad about him after the episode.
Not at all.
He did a good thing.
I mean, and think of all the opportunities for all the parents in Starfleet who are burdened with children. You just show up to the Nebula. Here you go. Done.
I wonder if the Nebula could do a non-aging thing. Like, let the kids just be kids forever.
It could, I mean, it seems powerful.
Seems powerful, right?
Right. I mean, it could just let them age at the normal rate. I don't know why it has to do this like insta-age thing.
I think the Nebula did the insta-age so that way Mbenga would know that the childhood worked out. Like whatever the Nebula was doing to raise the kid, like it worked out at least into her young adulthood.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she
so
wouldn't
he doesn't
grow up
feel
to
bad.
be like a lonely, sad person.
Yeah.
Like I guess, although we don't know, she still could be.
That's true, yeah. I mean, Mbenga, man, you're already high before you even knew the Nebula would take her. Like, brutal.
Dude, Visine, get the red out.
Just
He's
wait
already
until she's gone, and then go get high, go party. Like, what are you doing?
The party starts the instant the baby's out.
Baby's gone.
Baby's gone.
Got a
like on the records, like he's like a former dad or whatever. Like he's not paying child support.
Oh my gosh.
Nebula's got it covered. Nebula's not even
got it
asking.
covered.
Nebula doesn't even know what the Starfleet system is for child support. It's ready, just full on hot dad summer.
Let's do it.
You got a body though.
He
He's built. Hot dad summer.
Yeah, yeah. Hot dad summer. And with that,
All right, that's it.
that's Star Trek Season 1, Episode 8. See you guys next time.
See you next time.